Wow, someone reserved that site with a chair last night. Still empty this morning. It's not good etiquette. It's not good etiquette. What is Unicor? Is it in Lompoc? Or is it in Cumberland? These are the things I wonder. Whoa, it's an Alaska plate. That's cool. The retro Oregon license plate reading Pacific Wonderland. It's very similar to the retro Michigan license plate reading Winter Wonderland. I wonder how many other states have something similar. All right, here's South Mathiel Lake, the most protected lake we've come across so far in the PCT. We just passed a sign that said PCT hikers, through hikers are not allowed to camp here, which makes sense because even the day hiking permits are quota limited for this lake and some other stuff around here. Crazy. It is beautiful, but it's crazy. Here are the rules. Some detailed maps. A special note to us. Those are the rules. We followed them. Welcome to another episode of Peak Bagging with Hank Lather. Today I'll be bagging a peak so inconsequential it does not even have a name. It does have a little pointy mark with an elevation and a pair of binoculars on Gaia, meaning it's a lookout point, and does have a trail, so hopefully we'll see something interesting.
Hello. So Henry's just gone on a side mission, and I've mentioned this several times, and it's possible that I've gone through everything at one point or another, but I just want to do a quick recap on my sun hoodie issues because I feel like I've just mentioned things here and there. Basically, when I got my sun hoodie before the trail, I did research and ordered some different ones and stuff, and decided on a wool sun hoodie, mostly because I was just worried about smell, and I had or I knew and had heard, etc., that wool doesn't get as smelly, etc. You don't have to wash it as often, and that sounded really good to me. A lot of people felt like it did a better job at cooling you, keeping you warm, all that kind of stuff. So I was like, perfect. Did some research, finally found one that seemed good. The color options were a little limited at that point. A lot of them were out of stock, but found one that was good. Great. Loved it. Always kind of wondered on the trail, like, oh, would another one be less hot if it wasn't wool or whatever? But overall, I liked it. I stuck with it. I really liked how deep the hood was. It went like really far. It could go really far over my hat and side of my face. But if I didn't want that much, I could put it back a little bit. And it also had a really nice drawstring, which I really liked. That was a Ridge Merino sun hoodie. And I got some other stuff from them too that I really liked. My wool leggings for cold and like base layer type thing. And which I've never actually worn to hike. I really only wear those to sleep, but they've been very useful. And like a tank top, that's for my regular life. I think that was a birthday present or a Christmas present or something. And my sports bra, which isn't 100% wool, obviously, but it is partly wool. And I feel like maybe something else. Maybe that was it. Anyway, great experience. Decided to get another one because wool does wear, a little bit more easily than other fabrics, which is, one of the downsides. So that's why part of the reason you don't want to wash it too often, etc. So it had some little inconsequential holes in it, like on the sleeve and stuff, that just didn't really matter, but it started getting really thin under the arms, and on my back where my like straps and stuff were. And I was worried about it breaking through and chafing because it was like literally just like little threads. And so ordered a new shirt. They got some new colors and stuff in stock. They had like a new thing of them. Hope someone's coming, so I'm going to continue this in a minute. Okay, so yes, it was kind of well known that they were like really low in stock. This is a very popular, the Ridge Merino Solstice sun hoodie is very popular sun hoodie for PCT hikers. And so I think a lot of people were disappointed that they were like out of stock of almost all of them, like as people were getting ready for the PCT. So anyway, a couple months in to hiking, they came out with some new colors, they were back in stock, and this is one of the ones that I ordered. I ordered the same size. Initially, I had tried two sizes, a small and a medium, and so I ordered the same size, and was very excited. I foolishly threw my other Sun hoodie away because I didn't, it was really worn out and really stained and disgusting. I was like, I'm not going to use this. Threw it away. Immediately, when I put the new Sun hoodie on, I noticed that it was much softer than my other one, which at first I thought was a good thing. My other one wasn't like rough by any means, but this one was softer. I was like, oh, that's kind of nice. I put it on. I immediately noticed that it just fit like slimmer. Like it was just smaller than the other one had been. Not too small. It wasn't like uncomfortable, but I probably would have chosen a medium versus the small that I had been using this whole time. But I'm kind of like, okay, the material's a little softer, like whatever, not all the material's exactly the same. If it's a little slimmer, okay. It's not my preference, but they can't guarantee that every single Sun hoodie is the exact same size. And normally I would have ordered, as I typically do, a couple of sizes and mailed one back, but you just don't really have the privilege of doing that when you're out here because, like, I got it mailed to a hotel. I couldn't mail one back, I can't return one, so I just had to order the same thing I had anyway. So then I started hiking in it, and it felt like hotter than my other ones. Now, that's kind of hard to judge. Maybe it wasn't actually hotter. Maybe it was just a hotter day. Maybe this was in my head. Maybe it was a function of the material being like a little bit closer to my skin. I don't know. But all of these things were sort of like, ugh. And then, after 2 days of wearing it, and actually the first day was like a half day, 1.5 days of wearing it, it starts pilling. The fabric started getting those little clumps of fuzz fabric on it. I call that pilling. I think that's like a universal thing, but I don't know. Anyway, I was really disappointed about all of these things. And so I ended up emailing them about it again. Mostly the pilling is like the main like kind of quality concern I have. Obviously I would like it in a bigger size as well. But the pilling I felt like was really just like, these things are expensive. The shirt itself is like $90, I think. I had a discount code, but it's just, these things are not cheap. So anyway, after much deliberation, I emailed them about it to see if they could do anything, and I ended up getting a synthetic Sun hoodie in Bend at REI. And my mom has the other one so that if they end up doing anything about it, she could mail it back for me. We'll see. I haven't heard from them yet. I don't have Signal now, so maybe I have. But anyway, that's the story of the Sun hoodie. And unfortunately, I do like this one in general. It has like a weird tie at the bottom that kind of, there it is. The placement's just easy to get in the way while you're peeing. I guess I'll say it like that. So it's not ideal, but it's whatever. The hood's not as deep. I do like the material, but it definitely is already smelling, which is something that I just really didn't deal with the wool one. So I definitely missed the wool one. I don't know. I might have made a mistake by getting rid of it, even though it was definitely way worse than my first one. So I don't know. I'll keep you posted, but I just wanted to give kind of like a comprehensive thing about that. And if you are thinking of getting a Sun hoodie, there's obviously a lot of pros and cons. Overall, I think I like my wool one better, and I would maybe try a different company, or if Ridge Merino changes back to whatever fabric they had before. I don't know if they did a different percentage of something or if it was just a different batch. I don't know, but or honestly, I would maybe even just use the Ridge Merino one even with the pilling. Like, it looks kind of gross, but if it works better, maybe I don't care. But yeah, prior to this, I was like a big stand for Ridge Merino, and I'm like, meh, but I don't like love this one either. So to be determined. I'll keep you posted if any updates come about.
Here's the viewpoint. Nothing we really haven't seen so far, but it was a nice walk. The sisters are covered in clouds, unfortunately. It's time to have a snack. Unfortunately, the snack is going to be this, which is peanut butter chocolate chip flavored Pro Bar. Now, a couple notes. One, I don't actually like things with peanuts or peanut butter in them, despite being relatively tolerant and sometimes even enjoying straight peanut butter, which the only reason I pack that is because it has the best calorie weight to calorie ratio of anything except olive oil that I'm aware of, and I'm not going to drink olive oil. So I do that. I bring a jar of peanut butter for that reason. But I don't like stuff with peanuts or peanut in them. Also, I eat Payday bars kind of for the same reason. Also, I like Trail Mix. Okay, so that's, but not peanut butter. I hate peanut butter cookies, for example. And I generally don't like peanut butter bars. In fact, I kind of despise peanut butter bars. But it turns out that when you order the variety pack, 12 flavor variety pack on Amazon of Pro Bars, you don't get a variety pack. You get one random flavor. And this was our random flavor. So we're eating them. Pamela was able to secure a refund on part of it, but she wasn't aware of how many of those I had ordered, so we only got our money back for half of the Pro Bars we ordered. But we are going to try to choke them down, so I suppose it all comes out, I guess. All right, couple updates. First one is the bar tasted exactly how I thought it would taste, which is fine, but not something I'm going to look forward to. Basically just tastes like peanut butter and chocolate mixed together in bar form. Second, I tried to figure out how to change the settings of the Garmin so that it would check every 15 minutes for messages instead of every hour, which I believe is its default setting. There's a little bit of a tricky section. Anyway, couldn't figure out how to change those settings. And, you know, it was just because when Pamela and I are communicating with each other, if we want to communicate on anything less than an hour timetable, it's a little hard when the messages are only checked every hour, which I realize is still a luxury that we both are able to have these, both being able to afford them and that the technology exists. But that said, I was still trying to optimize it. Was unable to. Maybe I'll Google it later. But I did figure out how to program my owner information into... Oh, and then, you know, you can manually check for messages whenever you want, but it's just something you have to manually do. But I was able to figure out how to program my owner information. So if I ever lose my Garmin and anyone wants to return it to me, they could. I did realize that when filming like this, it puts my contact information on the front screen of my Garmin, so that would be visible to this YouTube channel, which I don't really want. So I actually had to refilm this segment. Well, just ran into a group of 6 or 7 ladies, you can actually see them in the back, with massive backpacks going up that little spur to the lookout. It's like, oh, hey, going to the lookout? And they're like, no, I'm going to Matthew Lakes. Oh, well, they're not this way. So, saved them probably about only 0.2 of a mile and maybe 50 to 100 feet of vertical, but they were very appreciative. I was glad I asked where they're going.
Slowly climbing the Lava Rock Mountain. And have had to walk on some lava rocks today, but again, it's mostly more like gravel, which is really nice. They're kind of like hanging out over there.
This trail is so cool, so I'm going to tell this story with it facing forward. Anyway, just passed a PCT Nobo wearing a Junior Ranger Crater Lake Junior Ranger badge on his hat in the middle. Very striking. And given that Pamela is a big fan of getting Junior Ranger badges, and so she does it at almost every national park we go to. There's a booklet. Sometimes you have to attend a talk. There's various things. Florida, the Everglades, actually in their acceptance promise, actually makes you promise to visit every time you're in Florida, visit the Everglades National Park, which has got to be some sort of troll move, because who would put that in a Junior Ranger pledge? She actually refused to say it. She omitted that part. She's like, I can't lie. I'm not going to the Everglades every time I visit Florida. That's ridiculous. Anyway, that was an aberration. Most of the Junior Ranger programs don't encourage your children to lie. Anyway, so I asked him, I'm like, oh, did you do the whole booklet and everything? And he goes, no, I found it on the trail. So I put it on my head, leave no trace. And you know, I was like, I told him, that is actually a very junior ranger move. Leave no trace, even if you didn't earn the booklet. So that was kind of fun. The geology around here is so interesting. Look at that thing. It's a big mound of dirt. That thing over there in the middle, it's a big mound of red dirt. There's a thing over there, another mound of dirt. There's a lava flow here. Normal forest there. Crazy.
This is a really beautiful area here. The mountains over there are kind of covered. Oh, there's one. But I just like got this weird feeling of being at Warner Springs, even though this doesn't really look like Warner Springs. I don't know, it's something about the green, lush, just kind of flat meadow. Obviously there's mountains around, but I don't know, that's still one of my favorite parts of the trail, and this just kind of reminded me of it when I came around the corner. The flowers here are absolutely incredible. They have the Queen Anne's lace kind of ones, the paintbrushes, these like Dr. Seussy type ones. I learned the name of these and I forgot what they are, but they're just very cool. Purple ones, yellow ones. It's just amazing. Look at them. They're amazing. Okay, I promise I'm gonna stop. But like, oh my gosh.
This meadow is incredible. I wish you could see the sisters, but they're kind of in clouds. And we're a bit too low. It's really hazy and smells like smoke, which is not comforting. And I don't have a lot of experience with wildfires, but something to keep in mind. Oh, there's Pamela. Perfect. We can discuss. I do know that you can smell smoke very, very far away. So I don't think this is something we need to turn around for. Just think about it. Look at this delightful sitting spot Pamela found. Right next to a creek. Oh, there's another guy.
The water's really cold.
Oh.
Unexpectedly cold.
Well, just came across some day hikers. Asked them about the fire situation. And they said there is a fire burning, but they didn't think the PCT would be threatened. That's good news. So I guess just keep our nose, eyes, ears out for fire. Springs are so cool. This water is just bubbling up from the ground, right in the center. I originally thought it was flowing out of the hillside, but no. Look at that, just bubbling up.
Pretty Mars-like here right now. There's Henry climbing a Mars pillar.
The air quality is not good, but the views are still okay. In the other direction, they're really dreadful. Everything's so far away.
This is quite the interesting, wild terrain. We've got close mountains, far mountains, lava rocks, a little bit of snow, some trees here and there, some grasses. It's very neat.
That's Collier Cone. Looks like there's an unmarked path on Gaia up to it. I may have to put in my Lord of the Rings soundtrack. I hope I downloaded it. Didn't have Lord of the Rings, so we'll go with one of my favorite all-time albums and something I think would fit well in this landscape. Strange Trails by Lord Huron.
My feetsies are hurting, but guess what? I go around this corner, and there! Oh, I get to go there in just a minute. How exciting.
That is the funniest looking pine tree I have ever seen. It looks like someone just stuck a bush on top of a normal looking pine tree. That's insane. What is going on? I've never seen anything like that. It's absolutely wild. I can't get over it.
This may be the thickest lupin we've seen. It just like goes on forever. It's beautiful.
Just ran into a trail crew with a big saw doing big work. You know, we had heard from Nobos, oh, Oregon trails are terrible. They don't do trail maintenance there. And I was like, oh, okay. So we were expecting the worst. Trail maintenance has overall been really excellent. We've run into multiple crews, been doing a great job. We actually had the worst blowdowns in Washington. But that was also under work. So there's a lot of different groups doing trail maintenance, and it's very much appreciated by us.
These are truly some of the most fantastic wildflowers I've seen in my entire life. They are absolutely incredible. This is truly just unreal. I'm sorry, I cannot get enough of this. We are approaching Obsidian Falls, and there's like big pieces of obsidian, little ones like this just on the trail. It's extremely cool. This is so cool. It's literally just everywhere, and some of it's like really shiny and obvious, and then other pieces are kind of like more dusty. But it's just like, wow, it's amazing. Also, this is a very nice view. There was a big storm yesterday that we did not get affected by, thankfully. And I'm hoping that we don't get caught up in anything today.
Although we've now talked to 2 groups of people who got absolutely wrecked with hail and whatnot. So
Blueberry sized. They said it was quite painful.
yeah.
It does not sound fun.
Both of those groups actually recognized us from YouTube.
Yeah.
Which I found funny.
That was kind of funny. Oh, those trees are so pretty. Here is Obsidian Falls. It's very beautiful. We might go have a closer look. Just walking along. And what do you see? That is beautiful.
Well, our walk finally came to an end. It's cold and raining. This is the meadow we're camped just outside of. Wonderful streams in there. As you can see, it's stopped raining. Got some sun. Sisters are I guess this is South Sisters, still covered in clouds though.